Good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on where you are in the world. We're just going to go live and make sure that everything is connected. Brilliant. It looks like everything is connected. So it is Wednesday today, and we are back for another confidence convo. This is season 2, episode 8, and this week we are diving into dating with confidence, which I'm really excited to talk about. But before we get started, I think we've lost Joanna, so hopefully she'll be back on shortly. But I'd love to introduce myself. So I am Davina Maria, and I am a master coach and founder of the Restore Yourself Method and host of Worthy Woman Facebook group. And I help female go-getters in their 30s develop unshakable confidence so they can powerfully step into their limitless potential. Welcome back, Joanna.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, Davina. Sorry about my technical difficulties today. My name is Joanna Tonkin. I'm a registered psychotherapist and confidence coach. I help young adults improve their self-confidence so they can become successful. So Davina and I got together to create this for you because we are obsessed with all things personal development and we strongly believe in the power of learning from one another.
And just to clarify, we are not perfect at being confident all of the time. Just like you, we move through our struggles and overcome obstacles and mindsets to continuously improve. So just think of us as guides by your side. I'm actually really excited to talk about today's topic, and I know that we kind of planned this quite a few weeks ago. So I feel like dating is something we've not actually really touched upon. I think we've maybe mentioned it in a few episodes, but we've not actually had an episode about dating. So I feel like this is quite a big, juicy one. And I know that both of our kind of audiences potentially would want to know about how to be confident when dating. So before we kind of get started, do you have anything that you wanted to say on this topic, Joanna?
I just really want to say that I understand that dating is really challenging, especially in the modern day that we're in, and with all like the online dating platforms and Tinders and swipes and all that kind of world. It makes dating really challenging to get to know someone authentically. So if you're having difficulties, you're struggling to find your person, just know that the way that we're doing it these days feels really inauthentic and organic. And so it makes sense that it's a little bit more challenging in today's day and age. And I just want to kind of name that for everybody.
I absolutely love that because I feel like a lot of people are out there, they're dating and potentially struggling with it, but they feel like they are the only person going through those struggles and they feel like everyone else is having this amazing time and, finding their person and, you know, on track to live this life that, we're all socially conditioned to kind of want to have. And they then kind of can feel down on themselves, like they're not doing it right. And to kind of add on to what you've just said, I don't think there is a right way to do it. I don't think there's one right way. So I just kind of wanted to add on to what you've said there. It is hard, and also there is no right or wrong. So however you're doing it, as long as it's comfortable for you, that's what makes it right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think I remember speaking to a friend of mine who works for an online platform and was trying to kind of figure out and understand, where these online dating platforms make their money. And it's through people, subscribing or through the ads, that are playing. And it kind of rang a bell in my head saying, do these platforms really want you to find your person? Are they really like invested in you finding your person so that you stop using or stop paying for the subscription? And it got me thinking that maybe the algorithms are actually not to help you find suitable matches and just to help you, continue to look and stay on their platforms, which pay them lots of money, right? So we have to consider, how we're doing it too. And I really like what you said about like kind of like depersonalizing it. It might, you might be looking for for a while you might be looking for a relationship, but it's not about you that it's so difficult to find. It's just the way that we're doing things these days that makes it really difficult to find somebody.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I also think that a lot of the time your beliefs, and I know we've kind of spoken about beliefs in multiple episodes in the past. I
Mm-hmm.
also think that your beliefs about dating really will impact your kind of journey and your experience. And I know we've spoken about this in a previous episode. I can't remember what it's called. You'll probably know, where you kind of believe something, your mind then looks for the evidence for that belief and then kind of mirrors it back to you to kind
Confirmation
of
bias.
tell you exactly, exactly. And I think, we've spoken about that with most other things and not dating. And I feel like confirmation bias happens with dating as well. So, just to give you an example, I believe that if you kind of go on the apps, whatever app you want to choose, because there are multiple apps out there, but if you believe that going on the apps means you're only going to find a specific type of person, you will probably find that specific type of person. And I feel like, um, I've spoken to
Totally.
quite a lot of people in the past few weeks about this particular topic because I've been so excited to talk about it. And it's so interesting when you hear when you just ask someone, what do you think about dating apps? And normally the first words that they say are an indication of what they believe about the type of people that are on there or what they would likely find if they went on a dating app. And I think that is so powerful because, a lot of the work that I do is on mindset. And I think having the mindset that you're going onto an app and fair enough, it's not the way that you would normally do things. And it maybe feels a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit unnatural. I think still going forward with the kind of mindset that, you know, there are plenty of people out there, all kinds of people, and there are so many people on all of the apps, they can't all be bad. I think having that open mind of, I will find what I'm looking for, I just need to be really clear on what it is, and then maybe not
Mm.
maybe use the confirmation bias in reverse, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And I really like what you just said there, like be really clear. And I think one of the things that can make you more confident while dating is becoming really clear about the kind of person that you're looking for. And sometimes it has to do
Yeah,
with a lot of trial and error, right? Being in different relationships, trying on different ways of being in relationships that may or may not work for you, but becoming really clear about who you're looking for can make the dating process a lot more
yeah.
streamlined and a lot more comfortable and a lot more easy, I think.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And I know that people joke, and you've mentioned it, like swiping. I know that some people joke and they're like, oh, I'm getting like repetitive strain injury from swiping. But I think that's not necessarily a negative because if you are clear on exactly what it is that you want, then the swiping is absolutely fine because that means that you know what you're looking for. The person that's profile is in front of you is not necessarily aligned with what you're looking for, and it's okay to swipe because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it doesn't have to be this negative thing. I love what you said there about being clear because I know we kind of spoke about clarity a lot in past episodes as well, and clarity is a huge deal. I also think that for me, dating is data collection. I feel like
Mm.
kind of like removing yourself and taking your person out of it and going into it with an open mind and thinking, I'm just collecting data. I know what I'm looking for. I'm collecting data, and then at the end, I will match the data to what I'm looking for and see, what aligns and what doesn't. I think it kind of makes it more, I
Absolutely.
don't know, more fun, more open, more playful, I guess, as well.
Yeah, yeah, I really like that. And so like to go back a step, just like first becoming really clear, I sometimes have my clients write down like a list of things that they're looking for in a relationship and a list of like things they're not looking for, maybe circling or highlighted like the
Yeah.
non-negotiables. And then you're saying like, go on dates, go on as many dates as you want in a playful, fun way, and you're kind of just collecting information or collecting data to see if like these like lists kind of cross-reference with who's sitting in front of you, and if they have enough of the
Yeah.
qualities you're looking for and none of the red flags, and maybe continue on that dating journey with them.
Yeah, and I feel like, getting clarity is again something that some people maybe misunderstand because I've heard, some people will say, I only want to date a man who's a certain height, or he has to have a certain size shoe, or he has to have exactly this color hair, or, I think some people think being clear, um, you know, means like really kind of going into what someone looks like, what they do for a living, how much money they make. And for me, clarity is none of that. For me, clarity is how that person makes you feel.
Hmm. Yeah. Can you say
Because
more
yeah,
about
I
that?
think I think, a lot of the time you have a picture in your head of the person that you want to see. Um, but I think
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we forget about how that person makes us feel. And I think, dating should be fun. I don't like to use the word should, but dating should be fun because if it is data collection and you
It could be
are
fun.
clear on what you're looking for, yeah, it could be exactly. That's a better word to use. It could be fun, um, as long as I feel like we take the pressure off it. And I think using the data collection analogy, I feel like that just you remove your person from it a little bit. It's not so personal anymore. And I think being clear in terms of how I want to feel is so much so much easier to kind of measure, I think, which sounds really strange, but I think it's easier to measure because when you're in front of someone and you're having a chat with them, you can check into your body and you can think, oh, do I feel happy? Do I feel relaxed? Do I feel safe? Do I feel
Mm-hmm.
engaged? Do I feel interested? I think having a list that only contains physical attributes, I think is not all the clarity that you need. I think some of the clarity
Mm-hmm.
comes from emotional attributes and how, like, your nervous system, if how you want your nervous
Mm-hmm.
system to kind of respond to someone. And I think a lot of people maybe miss out that tiny little detail when they're kind of making the list of what they want. I think they forget to consider themselves. They always look out, like, I want a person who does this, and I want a person who looks like that, and I want a person who works in this industry and earns this amount of money. But then it's like, hang on a minute, let's go back in. And I know we've always spoken about confidence being, going inward. Let's go inward. What do I want to feel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's really powerful and really important. And it brought up another thing that I wanted to mention. Like someone once mentioned this to me in terms of like interviews, like going in for like a job interview. And, you feel a lot of pressure, maybe anxiety when you're going in for a job interview that you really, really want because you really want them to pick you. And I remember this
Yeah,
person said to me, when you're going in for a job interview, you're actually interviewing them. You're seeing if you want to work there, if this is the company
yeah,
that's going to be, suited for you. I think we can apply the same logic to dating. Instead of like wanting this person to really, really like you, go into it with the mindset of like, I'm looking at them to see if I like them and I want to be with them. And I think that can also add
yeah.
some confidence and some self-awareness in the dating journey.
100%. It's funny that you said that. One of my friends has been going for interviews lately, and he called me and he said, "Can you help me prep for, a particular interview? I really want this job." And I said, "No problem." And he was really stressed out about it because I think he felt the pressure of, I really want the job. I love the company. Therefore, I have to do well. And he put all this pressure on himself.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past, he used to really enjoy dating. And I said to him, I think you should just go out there like you're going on a first date and just approach it like that. And he laughed and he said, "Do you know what? That makes it feel less pressured because I really enjoy dating." And I said, "Exactly. So rather than putting all the pressure on yourself to, perform and be perfect, go out there with like a data collection mindset, a very open mind of you're going to be yourself. You're going to check them out as well and see whether you like them. and whether they're a good fit and whether you can see yourself
Mm-hmm.
in that environment and working with these people. And I feel like you're right. I think going for interviews and dating are, I think it's the same kind of it is the same kind of thing. And I think approaching it from that angle is so helpful, not the angle of, sit and interrogate someone for 20 minutes, but, you know, the angle of, do I want to work here? Can I see myself with this person? Would
Mm-hmm.
I like to go on another date with them? I think that's really, really valuable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel like we've kind of like gone into our tips for like dating confidently very quickly. Um, because I feel like
Yeah.
we've kind of touched on mindset, which I think everything starts with your mindset. I think as long as you've got that good foundation of, a growth mind, an abundance mindset, beginner's mind, if dating is not something that you're very comfortable with, and kind of approaching it from the point of view that the person that you need is out there and they will find you at the right time and you will find them at the right time, and you know a very positive outlook on dating, I think, is always the best way to start before you kind of even make a list about what you want. And I feel like when you make your list about what you want, it's really key as well not to talk about what you don't want. I think sometimes people do, well, I don't want, someone who smokes, for example. I think you always have to talk in the positive and consider how you feel, consider what you want, and I think actually consider what you bring to the table. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we know the person that we want, but we don't consider that maybe we've got to do a little bit of work to kind of be on the same kind of, level as that person. So I think the clarity piece
Mm-hmm.
is huge because you're looking at the other person, you're looking at yourself, and then you're looking at what you can do to kind of, I don't like to use the word level up, but you look at what you can do to kind of become the person to attract the person that you want. Um, yeah, so I feel like the
Mm-hmm.
clarity piece is absolutely huge. Um, and then we've also kind of touched on like going out there with more of a data collection um, kind of approach, which I think takes the pressure off. In your mind, do you think there's any other tips that we could give anyone listening besides those three?
Yeah, I think you brought up something for me when you were just speaking there, and it's do your work, right? Make sure you're not carrying any
Mm,
baggage or hurt from previous relationships, or make sure you're not carrying any negative mindsets that are not helping you find a person. Make sure you have space in your life. Maybe you're just too busy with work or your social life, friends,
yeah,
family, things like that, and you don't have room for the relationship that you think that you really want it. Maybe it's time to assess how you're spending your time and your energy, right? So make sure that you're doing your own work as you're looking for the relationship. I think is really important too.
yeah, yeah, 100%. That's a really, really good point. And I think there's something that just come into my mind as you were saying that. I feel like um, as I was listening to you talk, I think maybe the fourth kind of tip that I would give is being very open to how you meet people, how they present themselves, what you do, where you go. I feel like a lot of times, with situations that we're not very comfortable with, we try and control every single um, eventuality and the way that everything happens and the timing. And I feel like we put all of this kind of, it has to be a certain way um, on it. And I think with dating as well, once you've kind of set your mindset, you've got your clarity, you know exactly what you want, and you've done the work to kind of become the person that you want to be in order to match with the person that you want. I think the next thing to do is kind of just like be open and almost like
Mm-hmm.
detach and be very neutral and very just open to whatever happens next. Because yeah, I think it's very easy to try and control everything.
Yeah, and go at it with a place of joy. Like it could be fun to date if you have that mindset, if you want it to be fun, if you want to meet new people and have interesting conversations and go on fun dates. So I think going at it from a place of joy versus a place of like obligation or chore could also change how
Yeah.
you feel on the dates and change the results.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, yeah, I really like what you said earlier, and I think it links very closely to this. I think if you are going out there, you're being yourself, you want to have fun, you're going out very joyous and yeah, just like, trying to figure out whether you like that person, not whether they like you, so that you're, trying to be perfect. Yeah, I think those 2 points just go so nicely together, and I think it's definitely something to explore for sure.
Absolutely.
I feel like our episodes just seem to go quicker and quicker and quicker every week. But it has been, yeah, I feel like we've come to the end of this episode very, very quickly. And it has been so great chatting with you on this topic. I know I say every week, and we will be back in 2 weeks' time. So, for more information on who we are, what we do, and our love of all things confidence and self development, you can find or follow us from our social media information, which will be posted below in the comments. And if you've liked what you've heard, please feel free to like, share, or subscribe. And we will be back in 2 weeks' time.
So I can't actually push the end screen button because of my technical difficulties, but we're just going to exit the screen. So I hope that it disconnects. And good luck to all of you out there in the dating world. I know it's challenging, but try to have some fun and enjoy the journey. We'll see you
Yeah,
soon.
100%. See you soon.